Decades ago, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah shook the world with his dream of a united Africa. His voice, his vision, and his fearless leadership became the heartbeat of Pan-Africanism. Many thought that dream faded with time. Today, something extraordinary is happening. Nkrumah's bloodline is back on the front line, and his grandson is taking over where his grandfather ended. Is Africa ready for the rebirth of Nkrumah's vision? Let's find out. You are watching First Africa Voice, where we tell Africa stories raw, real, and without filters. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is Paul Lingwa. Now, let's delve into the story and break it down together. At the heart of the ongoing NkrumahFest, a symbolic movement unfolded. The grandson of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, through Samia Nkrumah, Kwame Thomas Melega, alongside Nana Kobina Nketia V, the Omahene of Esikado traditional area, stood tall, passionately preaching the same Pan-Africanism that made his grandfather an icon.
In the spirit of freedom.
Freedom!
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 Freedom! Freedom! That's Kwame Nkrumah's grandson. Wow. Kwame Nkrumah, ye nenya Kwame Nkrumah, ye alonga, ye jikari.
You can sit down now.
Bamiya boye sani ya mai wa mekamo alako ya dinazra. Nenya Kwame Nkrumah ya alonga taji yumoja direct yimoshi.
For those of us who are alive today, luckily alive, we know that without freedom we are nothing. But freedom comes with a price, and that's the price of sacrifice. That is why Desalegn could say freedom or death. Today we hear Traore in the AES saying homeland or death. And it's brother, it's Africa or death. And that is what Nkrumah is about. So whenever we come here, we are here to renew who we are, what we are, and where we should be going as Africans. You can't have freedom if you are afraid. Nobody keeps freedom from you. As Nkrumah would say, you take it and you keep it with vigilance. And that is why in 1957 he says, we are awake and we shall sleep no more.
This wasn't just another speech, it was a call to action, a reminder that Africa's destiny cannot be outsourced. Nkrumah's grandson action emphasized what his grandfather always believed, that Africa must rise above division, reclaim its resources, and control its future. Pan-Africanism, he declared, is not just history, it is the answer to Africa's present and future struggles. Remember Nkrumah's famous words, Africa must unite, freedom, freedom, freedom. Today, his grandson is echoing that same call, but this time to a generation facing modern challenges, globalization, exploitation, and the battle for Africa's voice on the global stage. Many in the crowd were moved. For them, it was more than politics. It was a spiritual continuation, as if Osagyefo himself was speaking again through the passion of his bloodline. So the question is, can this new generation of Nkrumah blood ignite the Pan-African dream once more? The torch of Pan-Africanism has not died. It is being carried by those who refuse to let Africa's dream fade. Whether the continent listens, this time is a test for our generation, because if Africa must unite, the time is now. What does this mean for Africa? The appearance of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's grandson at NkrumahFest is not just symbolic, it signals a continuation of Africa's unfinished mission. It shows that the fight for Pan-Africanism, self-reliance, And unity is not buried in history books, but is alive through a new generation willing to pick up the torch. It also serves as a reminder of Africa's biggest weakness: division. Without unity, African nations remain vulnerable to foreign influence and economic manipulation. The Grandson's call reinforces that Africa's survival depends on transcending borders, strengthening cooperation, and placing Africa's interests above external pressures. For Africa, this could mean a revival of the Nkrumah spirit at a time when the continent faces new colonial exploitation, resource theft, and weak leadership. If his grandson's message gains momentum, it can inspire youth movements, intellectual circles, and civil society across the continent to re-examine Nkrumah's vision of a strong, united Africa. Most importantly, it sends a message to Africans everywhere that leadership must be sacrificial, visionary, and generational. The continuity from Nkrumah to his grandson symbolizes that the dream of liberation and unity is not dead. It only requires Africans themselves to rise, embrace it, and make it real. This is First Africa Voice. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Stay informed, and let's keep Africa's voice alive. Don't forget to like, share, for the world to hear stories like this. What do you think? Is it a good cause or not? Undoubtedly, far as there are more men on earth, there are more opinions. So kindly leave your thoughts in the comment section. Well, the dew of the day has crept upon our thoughts, and nature must obey its necessity. Here is where we bring down the curtains. Until we meet again, my name is Paul Lingua, the Africa Orator.
I must confess that just like Professor Ekenya before me, I too was so impressed by the Gunja performance that the sound of gunshots took me back many years ago to a not so good day, but not in a bad day, not in a bad way, I mean. So I want to tell you a very little story, something that happened on 24th of February 1966. By the time Osagyefo's family, our mother and the three of my siblings, the three of us, I mean, by the time we reached Cairo at the end of the day, we took refuge in Egypt. Our father had reached China, and when he knew we were settled, he wanted to call us. So he called us. He called us by phone, and he spoke to each and every one of us. And even though he had received a big blow, the illegal overthrow of his government had just taken place, he wanted to comfort us. He spoke to us one by one, our mother and the three of us, the children. And I remember what he told me. I will never forget it. When it was my turn, he said, Yaba. Yaba. He always called me Yaba. He never called me anything else. He said, Yaba, I do not want you to be afraid. Yaba, I want you to be strong.